And let me introduce very quickly to Riyaz and Jasjeet, a small introduction. So Riyaz and Jasjeet are here. They were students that we worked with, and the reason that both are here is because they have different set of challenges, and they both overcame these challenges in their own way. So could you just give us the result itself, like what were your scores?
With reading, I got C2. Listening, I got C1. Speaking also, I got C1. And in writing, I got B2 plus.
So that is CLB 7.
Right.
TF Canada we are talking about. Okay. Jasjeet gave TCF Canada. He got CLB 7 in TCF Canada.
Yeah, TCF Canada. So this was my first attempt at TCF, and it is quite a different format, but at the end of the day, it is language. It's nothing like completely different from that.
Yeah.
So I ended up getting CLB 7 in all modules and CLB 8 in spoken.
Speaking. Okay.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Many congratulations again to Riyaz
Thank
and
you.
Jasjeet. You deserve
Thank
all
you.
the success because you had the patience, you had perseverance, you had the commitment, and you were two brilliant students to work with. I got a lot of energy when we were working together from you guys. So I'll remember that very fondly. And your experiences, hopefully, they will also inspire these students that are present today. So for Jasjeet, he needed very few points, CRS points, because he already had a very good CRS profile. So
Right.
maybe you were targeting B1 or something like that score?
Anything to get like 5 to 7 points. 5
Right.
to 7 points, yeah.
But then by the time you got that score, the draws stopped happening. So the challenge with Jasjeet was that he had a different requirement. He did not require CLB 7. So his effort was like that. But then the situation changed because the draws did not happen. So his situation changed. Now he had to recalibrate his strategy and now had to go for CLB 7. Whereas with Riyaz, the challenge was different. Riyaz was one of the first students that we started working with, and he was fantastic in the first couple of months or 3 months. He's a creator. So he had a project that he had already committed to. It really got him occupied. So initially he thought it's going to be just 1 month of distraction. We kept talking. It eventually became, I don't know, 3-4 months of work and distraction. But the thing that I remember about Riyaz is that he kept on attending the program in his own way. He could not keep up with the work because he had a project of his own, but then he was not at the same level as others because a lot of his time went into that. So these were the challenges that Riyaz and Jasjeet had. How was your journey, if you can recall something? How was your journey with B-Batters and how did it help your preparation?
You were the first person I found who could teach me French. When I realized that I wanted to learn French, and that was the only way for me to get my score up, CRS score up, then I found you somewhere on the internet, and then I connected with Kaustubh. Kaustubh's approach is very well calibrated. I'm sure you guys might have experienced it already, as you are on the last session. So grammar was the one thing that really helped. Working with Kaustubh really helped me create that foundation on which I could further up my studies. I think a solid foundation was the main thing that I think helped me a lot later as well to build my vocabulary and grammar. Basically, I didn't have to study grammar again. That I can tell you. I never studied grammar after leaving B-Batters class. So whatever I did, that was more than sufficient for me to continue and prepare further.
Jasjeet, could you answer the same? How was your journey with B-Batters and how did it help in your preparation?
First of all, the main thing that changed for me was that my prospect changed. Like initially, CLB 7 or B2 seemed like something that is out of my grasp. So I was initially focusing on just getting like a few points, but because we were all preparing for CLB 7 and for that certain level, so it prepared me for to go for that type of attempt where I can expect a good score, a better score than that of like 5 to 10 points worth. The thing is that the program, it preps us with all the toolkits and all the answers to why. The thing is that when you are into after the program, you're supposed to go with the immersion and application part, at that time you don't end up asking yourself why is it like that, because you have already learned all that in your course. I didn't have to research anything about why this is supposed to be like that. I had learned each and everything that I'm supposed to use or that I would need in the exam itself.
So what were the major challenges that you could think about in your journey entire, right from the beginning till the time you gave the exam and eventually got the result, and how did you overcome them?
See, basically, challenges, as you already mentioned, was about time. I had my own office work, so to say. I realized that I had to somewhere find a balance. And when I was working with my office work, I just made sure that I was attending your sessions. But then, even if I was attending passively, it was going through my head somewhere. So that really helped. And after the program, again, that is when I decided that I had to put in some serious amount of time, because otherwise another birthday of mine would have come. So I had to decide that I knew that I had about 6 months. I had initially thought that I'll do it in about 6 months. It took me around 8 months to complete.
Though this you're talking about
After the program.
After
the program. So November is when B Barters ended, and July is when I gave the exam. When you are committed, then there won't be any challenges. That's the only thing I can tell you. When you commit to doing something, if you decide, it's just about taking a decision that yes, I want to do this. And for my case, there was no other option, frankly speaking. If I don't get points in French, then my Canada dream is gone. So that was the only thing. So I had to put in the effort, and I decided to put in the effort. I started slowly, and then I could pull it out somehow.
And how many hours were you putting in this period that you spoke about?
Initially 6 to 8 hours per day. I used to put without break, not even on Sundays. Every 7 days a week, 6 to 8 hours I used to put in. I used to sleep in the daytime. I used to work in the night sometimes, but I used to make sure that I put in that much amount of time.
Jasjeet, talking about your challenges and how did you overcome them?
On professional front, I manage my dad's business, so I have to be engaged in that as well, because the certain part which I am managing, nobody else can manage on my behalf. So that is certain. And on family front, I have a two-year-old son who was 2 years old when I started the course, and those were the family for challenges for the family front and the professional front, because as most of the students in our batch, they were engaged with their children and they were engaged in their business. So but during the program I used to creep in the hours that were supposed to put in the chase to complete the assignments and do what is needed to ask. At least, like, my focus was to at least at the minimum complete each and every assignment and do what has been asked. So in the chase to do that only, I ended up putting like at least 4 hours each day. And meanwhile, I got COVID infected also, where I lost a month and all that. So initially, as Riyaz said, when you are in a learning phase, your brain gets saturated, so you can't put in like 7 hours a day. You start up with 2 hours, and then once you are into immersion and application phase, you can put in as many hours. Even if I'm listening to a French radio, that is me putting my hours, right? So during the course, my focus had been to at least minimum complete the assignments and what has been asked to me, and at least try to put some application and get used to what is being taught to me.
Let's have some Q&A. I'm sure that people don't want me to be speaking. So do you have guys any question? You can unmute and ask.
Yeah, thanks, Riyaz and Jasjeet. Manoj here. So I'd like to ask Riyaz one thing. Since you initially had some work stuff and you started off late, how important was this editor in your preparation, or